being
Come
very
on,
truthful.
you know what a Shriner is?
I thought Masons
Yes,
could
and I know
You
that
know what you
most...
have to do to become a Shriner?
No, but I know that most Shriners...
You ever look at a Shriner's hat?
Wow, I didn't know that.
You know what you find on a
Okay, I'm
Shriner's
gonna use
hat?
Scar.
Aw, Scar's okay.
I disagree. First off, stop asking me a bunch of questions, okay? Secondly, most Shriners are Jews. Most Shriners are Jews, okay? I've spoken to Jewish Shriners, alright? I'm not here to be informed about what Shriners are. I'm here to tell people things that they don't know. I'll not be harassed by someone who considers themselves to be an intellectual equivalent of mine, okay?
And who are you speaking of?
If you think that most Shriners are Muslims, you need to go do your research, okay?
Why don't you do your research? What's on a Shriner's hat?
I already, because, well, actually, that's not fair. Look, stop asking me stupid rhetorical questions. Stop asking me rhetorical questions or I'll just mute you.
Why? Why you don't know the answer?
If you, like I said, I already know that most Shriners are Jews. Shriners are not predominantly Muslim.
An Arabian sword and a crescent moon, which is what a Muslim symbol.
No, wrong. The crescent moon supersedes and predates the Muslim organization. Muhammad was a Ham, a son of Ham. The Hams were a Jewish family. Again, you do not know what you're talking about. You only think you do.
Oh my God.
Muslims only exist as a polarity which the Jewish people fight against, and in that state of conflict and clashing of the unstoppable force and immovable object, shock waves of basically disturbia are created, and through these shock waves of war and clashing, the middle populace between the two polarities are controlled. This is a basic symmetry that they have utilized for hundreds of thousands of years. And the Democrats versus the Republicans are the same type of scenario. It's the same situation which is used to control.
Well, answer me one more, I'll leave you alone.
Well, I think you're being very, first off, you were trying to steal the spotlight. Here's a basic point is that
just one more.
In here,
Can I get a word in?
Hey, what's the G on the Mason symbol stand for?
2 plus 2 plus 3, which is the 7th letter of the alphabet. 2 plus 2 plus 3. No, it isn't. It's BBC. It's the BBC, which is 2 plus 2 plus 3 is not incorrect. No, it doesn't stand for gate.
Yes, it does. Actually.
No, it doesn't. It's the 7 candle. It's the 7. It doesn't stand for gate. It's the 7 candle holders on the.
They'll tell you it stands for geometry and God, but it actually stands for
on the menorah. I didn't say it stood for geometry or God. I said it stood for 2 plus 2 plus 3.
Masons will tell you it stands for geometry or God.
And I am telling you, it is 2 plus 2 plus 3. It is the 7 candle holders on the menorah.
Full of it.
And I'm telling you that you do not know what you're talking about. It's the 7.
It's a bad call.
No, I'm not.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm not. And no matter how many times you repeat it, I'm not going to cease repeating that I am correct because I can back my claim up. And stop telling me, okay, buddy, whenever you have nothing else to say.
Well, anybody that listens to what you say is going to do their own research anyway, so that's all that matters.
I'm trying to say something, and every time I say it, you interrupt me with some ridiculous tangent that spouts no actual information.
Everything you're saying, I know where you're getting it from.
The 7, the 2 plus 2 plus 3, is the 7 candle holders on the menorah. It's actually a diagram of the planet Saturn in wireframe form. The 7th point is pi, or 3.14 at the direct center at the north pole of Saturn. It's based on the poles. It's based on Yes, it is. It's the 2 plus 2 plus 3. 3 being at the center and 2 being at each pole. Because as above, so below. The 2 at the north is the same as the 2 at the south. And the 3 is directly at the center, which is the triangle at the direct center of the circle. It does not mean gate. It is the BBC, which is the news network that has the owl symbol, and the numbers match up. The BBC. No, the checkered floor isn't the gate. The checkered floor is the 4 planets closest to the sun, which are the 4 points of the white square. No, it isn't. You do not know what you're talking about. Look, I will educate your idiotic self. The four points on the white square are the 4 planets closest to the sun. Because this individual is trolling me, and I am going to out-troll them. I'm going to show them that they're wrong and that they do not know what they're talking about. They're trying to attack my credibility, and I'm going to embarrass them now. So here we go. The white square is the 4 planets closest to the sun, and each point of the square is these 4 planets. The black square is immediately following those 4 planets closest to the sun are the 4 dark planets, and all 4 of these have rings that go around them. And they're the most prominent of these ring planets is the planet Saturn. Together, they make the 8-pointed star, which is the star of chaos magic. They also, which is the 2 compasses, which is the north, south, west, and east, and then northwest, northeast, southwest, and southeast. And these 2 compasses both are 490-degree angles, which are because 90 times 4 is 360. So 2 360 degrees on top of each other is the solar eclipse, which is the solar maximus that takes place in 2012. Let me tell you something. You may have had an uncle or somebody tell you a couple things, or maybe you read some kind of Mason's score chart, but I know more than you do. I promise you.
I have a query. We're gonna glitch out.
And to be honest, I only know more than you do because I've been allowed to know, so.
Google, I have a query. Wait, Google, you never answered me though.
I know, I never got to finish answering you because that guy interrupted because he wanted to be the center of attention. Even though if I hadn't been talking, he probably never would have said anything, would he? He does, because he doesn't want to talk about these things. He just wants to interrupt someone who does. Notice how you see, that's why I get so frustrated with these people. All of a sudden, when you get someone like me that wants to talk about this stuff, all of a sudden, oh, now they want to, let's talk. But prior to that, would they have ever said anything in a game like this? No. No, they wouldn't have, because they don't want to spread information. They want to spread dissent.
Google?
Don't tell me that you have a query or question. Make your question or query. Just say it. Why is everyone so obsessed with just say it, man. It's okay. I'm not a president or something.
You're talking. Damn. We don't want to, talk. Don't freaking rip me.
I'm sorry, did you give me an order? What?
Yeah,
what did you say to me?
Yesterday when we were playing, you had the inability to get angry. Faggot, you got caught.
Well, that's now. First off, you just called me a faggot, and so I'm gonna mute you for insulting me. So goodbye, Spider.
He muted because he got caught. Fucking got caught up. He said yesterday.
Who was it that was giving me an order earlier? What did you say that I shouldn't do? I shouldn't rip you?
He got pretty angry about 5 minutes ago.
Is that? Could you say that again? Because I didn't hear you.
Wait, who said what? I asked you a question a while ago that you didn't answer.
No, you didn't. You never asked me. Well, you did, but someone else was saying they wanted to make a query. Are you trying to confuse me on purpose, or are you just accidentally trying to overlap?
Dude,
accidentally overlapping conversation.
Like, I think Lewis said it.
No, it wasn't Lewis. It was a guy who said that they had a picture that looked like a plastic dildo, and they said that they had a query, and it wasn't Lewis.
I didn't say anything.
Mine's a toaster.
I just asked what he's talking about.
I just want to know where you get this research from, and yeah.
I can't tell you that.
So, are you from any sort of university?
I don't any personal information about me. You'll just have to assume the worst or the greatest. That's your prerogative.
But come on, college.
No offense, and I'm telling you my final answer, and that will not change. Anything else?
You don't really expect people to believe you if you don't really show evidence.
Okay, you're muted. You're muted because you're placing a statement in question form. You're not really asking me a question. You're basically insulting my foundation. You're basically saying that I am an idiot and that I shouldn't be listened to. You're just saying the same thing the other guy did, but in a nicer way. I'm not fooled by your tactics. You're muted. Anyone else have any reasonable questions?
But can you answer mine?
I was in the process of trying to answer your question about what we can do about it. Isn't that right?
Yeah, yeah.
He was gonna answer some question.
And like I said,
Answer.
geometric shapes which counterbalance